We should be golden. Should we? Yes. Nice. And that should do it. Let's just wait for people. Fabulous. Wow, I've only, yeah, it's already been a minute. Almost. Time is flying. Join the chat. Oh wait, there's a delay too, so they don't know if I'm on yet. Alright, join the chat. I'm gonna try to do something interesting today. Let's see. Gmail? Gmail? Alright. Alright. So I guess people know the deal. So when they pile in, they'll know. Wait. Alright, we're gonna check. Cool. It shall be working. Sorry, I have chat. Oh, hold on. Thank you everyone for the congratulations for the 10,000 subs. It's quite fun. Engineering track, how much you charge a donation to your channel? I don't know, it depends on the track. But oh yeah, you're probably gone already. Where is everyone? Everyone is missing, including Mario. Yeah, alright, let's try a different. No, I'm here. Yeah, I kind of want to do something like different because I just realized I can stream and record at the same time. So, just trying to think. Because people can be like, hey, you should go over this. And I'll be like, oh, I haven't thought of that before. So they'll type it in the chat, and then I'll do a tutorial over it. And then you guys will see it first, and then I'll upload it later. The fuck, bruh? Did I break it? Did something happen? Oh. Oh, I know what I did. Damn it. I reset the group, and then in turn I reset the output. And that's something that I'd like them to fix. Because I have my different outputs from different groups in machine. So it makes it difficult if I, reset it. So let's try this. DMX kit. Okie dokie. This thing's like so good for techno-y styles. Boom. Big open supersaw like Umet Ozcan used in his song The Cube. Nice of you to tweet about your live or life. How's it going with the album? The album is still being worked on. And it'll be worked on for a very, very long time. So, Umet Ozcan, The Cube. Let's see what that sounds like. Oh, there's a music video. Came out July 9th.
Hey everyone.
Some guy from Waves is doing a thing. Let's see. That?
This one's for you.
I could probably try. I don't know. Let's give that a try. Not sure what was used. We could go. Whoa. This is gonna be boring as shit because I suck at recreating sounds. That's roughly the key, I guess. So and oh, maybe we should just stack that up 3 times. I am the worst for this type of thing, dude. Maybe there's like a different layer on top of it. Yeah, there's some hardcore shit going on in there. Bit reducer or rate reducer, I'm not sure. Maybe the rate reducer. Because if I can figure out how to do this, I'll do a tutorial on it. But if I can't get it close or even close, then no can do. Sorry, sir. Yeah. Worst tutorial request ever. I know he uses the virus though. I just don't know how he does it. Like, I don't know. I'm like one of those guys. I could just keep at it until I get it. Yeah, I guess that's how you make a progressive stab. As well as the offbeat bass line that comes after the drop. You know what? You shouldn't be, you shouldn't push it. Or else I'll get all sad. Do you own Contact? Yes. I guess that's how they do it. It's all in the hips, really. Maybe not so much rate reducer. Maybe some light distortion. I guess maybe a bit of filter LFO. Mono, you prick. Doesn't sound anything like it. Maybe I saw. I don't know, bro. That's as far as I can go. What would you call this? Quickly tell me. What would this be? A super duper saw stab? Super duper saw stab. What am I talking about? In other news, a baby was born today. Yay, babies. Oh, the sound? Absolutely. It is so terrifyingly easy, you will jump out a window. Because it's all samples. But what would this be called? I like what Chris Brown's producer did for the intro synth of Turn Up the Music. Chris Brown, isn't it that guy that like punched that girl out repeatedly and then wore a bow tie and apologized? Another deep house tutorial. But what would you call this type of sound? If it'll play. Maybe not so much of that distortion. Blorp, super stab, yay! I know. What's the difference between glue and the regular compressor? That's a good question. And it's about fixed point ratios. So it's more of a traditional type of ratio with like attack and release. That's like certain, numbers. As opposed to like the kind of free one you get in Ableton. If you notice. If I can find it. So you have like the glue and then like Ableton's regular. It's it's like a fixed point attack. So like 1 millisecond, 0.3, 0.1 or 0.1, like super duper quick. And the release is set to these points, and the ratio is 2 to 1, 4 to 1, or 10 to 1 kind of thing. So yeah, and then you have like, all the way up to infinity in 1, which is a limiter, and then you have 1 to 1, which doesn't do anything, and then an attack of like 1 full second or 0.1 second, but it's like variable, so it's more like flexible. And this is the glue is basically it's modeled after the G series compressor of the SSL console, and when you kind of crunch it down and do some makeup, there's some like light harmonic distortion that the original had that this compressor doesn't really have. It's just like this compressor can sound very cold sometimes, but this one, it has like really neat kind of harmonic distortion, and this has a VU meter and this does not. But that's basically it. And different compressors of different eras do different things. Like this would be like a cold kind of sounding one. This one is solid state, so it uses like computer chips and stuff. And then like the Pugchild is modeled on the Fairchild, which use like vacuum tubes, and like they all kind of ride the audio differently. Like this just grabs onto it. Well, the Ableton compressor, it grabs onto audio like very mathematically, and it's like I'm gonna just grab onto and not let go kind of thing. This, it's more of a smooth kind of thing. And then anything tube modeled, there's a bit of leeway with what the audio does, so it kind of like rides it. So you'll notice that like different eras of music sound different because they use different compressors or different dynamic control things. Is that way the glue has VU type meter? Yeah, it's based. The glue and the glue compressor is basically the same thing as this, right? It's the SSL bus compressor, right? So it's like it's pretty much the same thing, same kind of ratio. It's a little bit different. Oh, this is the fade, never mind. But it has different kinds of attacks. You'll see, a different character of attack, and the threshold. You'll notice that there's a lot of leeway in the threshold. Yeah, you'll see it here. I'll show you. Let's just load up a basic kick drum here. I'll load it up down here. Right. So you'll notice that this kick the fuck, bruh? Is this off? Right. Oh, what the hell's going on with my UI? Did I break it? Hello. Oh, it wasn't even. Okay. Either I'm a little too baked or something disappeared. Anyway, so like with this, I'm hoping this works like last time. Even with the threshold, like, kind of open, like there's still gain reduction. And, for music back in the day, that was okay. So like even if you plop on anything, there's an instant effect. But with glue comp, there's no effect really, right? So you get it's more like robust and user friendly for like that super loud fucking music, right? And they both kind of act differently. It's hard to explain, but where you get like the nice kind of rich harmonic content is the threshold and then the makeup. Right? That's a terrible example of a kick. But yeah, moral of the story, different compressors do different things, and they're all modeled over something different. You know. Even like the L2 or the L1, L2, and L3, they all have like a different release character, the automatic release character. So even those sound different. So like the maximizers, quote unquote. Yeah, but the Pig Child also has an effect as soon as you drop it in. It's not as open as the glue. Like the glue is based off the like the real SSL comp. It's like a rack mount unit you can get, and it's based off that, but it's more updated for modern music. Does changing the tempo of a song by 2 to 5 BPM make any difference? Like to the pitch? The pitch control? Or like the Ableton pitch? Like, you know, different kind of artifacts. It depends on what the audio is. If it's a vocal, yeah, but if it's like a loop, you don't really hear it because the transient preservation is pretty good in Ableton 8 and 9. It was terrible in 7 and 6 and 5. Facebook notifications. The new Joe Rogan show is coming out soon. Anyway, I'm distracted. Oh. Hold on. That would make a terrible video if I was just being like, here's the difference between these compressors. But yeah, the SSL comp was very popular, and it's been, you know, remade over and over and over again. The Pig Child is based off the Beatles compressor. Yeah, the thing is like well over $30,000, and it weighs over 70 pounds. Can we expect a new hardcore start to finish? I don't know, but I'll show you how they make this bass. And besides Nexus, that's it, really. So, yeah. Just gotta find a nice kind of kick. They all have like this delay or this decay to them. Okay, good enough. So we have kind of this thing. This kick's actually a lot longer than I remember it being. So the BPM of hardcore is like 170. Okay, we'll go 160. Why not? Or yeah, we'll go 165, right in the middle. Whoa. And then you load up your sampler. And they all are really, really, really into this bass ultimate. So you find one with a root C. Okay, we'll just use this one. So the root is in C, right? So you just plop it in there. Because they're old school guys, so they use a lot of samples, and like these are so readily available. Right, so you have this now. different. We'll lower the volume a little bit. And you can do cool stuff. Like where the hell is it? Oh, there we go. The frig. Or you can go up. They have like this pitch ramp going up sometimes. Slightly. And you can also just have a kind of a basic filter, which is an auto filter, which you just put over it. And then you set that to eighth. You know, that's as far as I know. I'm not an expert on it. But yeah, it's vengeance kind of thing. It's all vengeance and Nexus. If you like watch even Darren Styles and Breeze, I forget his name. Breeze and Styles in the studio, they're just like vengeance, 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 Nexus, vengeance, vengeance, Nexus. So yeah, it's basically for that type of thing. And then you go why do people make songs in tempos like 138 and complain about songs in 140? Yeah, that's like not even that much of a difference. Yeah, that's kind of stupid. That's like nitpicking. They're picking nits. Facebook. But yeah, that's basically how you make like, you know, conventional hardcore freeform. Yeah, or you can get a bunch of sample packs. There's a bunch of sample packs that are out there for hardcore and stuff. But yeah. It's very, very offbeat. Somewhat. There are elderly people outside of my window. They're looking into my yard. Should I flash them? Yeah, there's basically no discernible difference between 138 and 140. To the untrained person. If I play you a track at 138 and a bunch at 140, and it's like a blind kind of listening test, you wouldn't be able to hear the difference. You'd be wrong half the time. Anyone would be wrong half the time. Unless you're like a genius. So like, ow, my head hurts. This is 140. That's 138. Could you hear the difference? See, 134 is when I start to hear the difference. So yeah, 3 BPM, that kind of difference does not mean much. So yeah, do you think people are very, you know, Asperger's about 138 and 140? Like, is that for real? What genre are we working on? We're not working on anything. We're doing videos and we're chatting. Vengeance for an all-around pack. Drum and bass, trance, hardcore, and dubstep. I guess, you know, Club Sounds 4. Like, Club Sounds 4 is it's all there. You got your club and then your distortion one. Oh yeah, some electro kicks, which I guess could be used for dubstep. I don't know, sub kicks. Oh yeah, and then your trancey ones. You know, and then you got stuff that's like guitar loops. You're like, what? You know, if you want to like sing Wonderwall or something. Quick drum and bass loop. I don't know how to make drum and bass. I wouldn't know where to start. Okay, well yeah, let's try, I guess. My first ever drum and bass loop. What BPM is drum and bass? I think that's about it. So it goes boom da boom da boom da. Okay. Let's see. Oh. First ever, oops, using a drum rack on screen. What the hell? And wait, they use snars. Don't laugh at me. Let's pin this in. Okay, let's put a hi-hat in there. I'm doing this for you guys because 10,000 subscribers is a fun thing to do. Oh, maybe it's a closed hat. Cool. Ah, the frick am I doing, bruh? Snares are beats 2 and 4. Kicks usually on beats 1 to 3.5. Okay, well I'll go up to 175. Classic D&B sound. BPM is usually 1. Okay, I'll go 170. Wait, is this this is jungle, right? Fuck, is I'm not swinging correctly, aren't I? Wait. Okay, that's not anything. Is this? The fuck is wrong with my groove pool? This is completely different. Oh, there we go. I kind of have it. What are you doing, what are you doing, velocity? Stop. This is completely fucking wrong. For a good bit, get a couple of saways. Okay, I'm gonna do some drum and bassy stuff. Hold on. Silent one. Oh yes. Let's try to not fail. The fuck? Okay, let's squasher. Okay, this is me making drum and bass for the first time ever. So no hating. This is what I do. I like that key, I guess. I don't know. Oh, this is so bad. Okay, drum and bass song. Okay, please make me do something else. But yeah, I guess that's how I would do it. See, even YouTube is telling me it's bad. I don't know. Doesn't it wobble? Someone's learning how to ride a bike outside. Brent makes dubstep. Yeah, I gotta do that. That'll be fun. A lot of focus on respace. I don't know what that is. I think I do. Yeah. If I were to make a drum and bass track, I would probably put a lot more effort into the drum samples. The dubstep ones are panchy. Not so much an electro one. Maybe a snare with a bit more balls. They just kind of chug along. Whoa. have something that resembles something. Okay, let's give that a try. I'm actually getting kind of into this. Let's glue this. Oh yes. I think the children outside of my window are terrified. I live next to a daycare. Yeah. Okay, hold on. Multiband dynamics. Oh, you guys want me to quit? I was just getting into this kind of. Well, I guess I can stop. Yeah, that actually sounds pretty bad. Sound design tips. That is a very vague question. But the bass you're trying to make is two saw waves detuned. I don't think I'm trying to make any kind of bass. I don't know. When I make tunes, I try to do stuff that people don't do. But I end up doing stuff that people do. No. Multiband dynamics. Multiband dynamics control? Sure. So, I guess when you think of multiband dynamics, what do you think of? Besides the Ableton one. Anyway. Yeah. I use... Wait. What are you doing? Wave C6. Right. Hold on. So, alright. So if you understand how a compressor works, if you're asking about multiband dynamics, and you really should know how a compressor works, let's find something. Or the all-in-one ones. All-in-one, where are you? Oh, here they are. Here's some fodder. There. Alright, so you have your guy. Thanks for the drum and bass. Yeah, don't mention it. I'll probably never do it again. Nah, I probably will. So, whoops, alright, we have it here. So, what we're doing with multiband dynamics is we're splitting up, it's kind of like an EQ, but each band of the EQ goes to its own compressor. If that makes any sense. So, I used this, and what it does is it does exactly that. And you can solo, so yeah. So each band has its own kind of compressor that you can solo. And that would be the bass. And this yellow thing going up and down, that is the volume reduction for that particular band. And there's a crossfade or a fade over? Crossover, yes. The crossover between this band and this band. This band is the higher kind of frequencies. But I like to kind of shorten it. So I have this. right? So this would be around, okay, well this would be the bass. If you have a track with like a lot of bass and it's moving around a lot, you want to tame that. So it's pretty much just bringing the threshold down. And you can see the gain reduction here. Right. So you're giving your track a lot of headroom, and in turn making it, not making it louder, but making everything seem like it's one sound, which we'll do. So you go into the next band, and this is like the punchy clickiness of it, not the clickiness, but it's like the mid bass on like your DJ mixer, basically. Right. So you listen to that. And then we'll do the same to this kind of crossover. Different tracks offer, or will they need more attention than others in certain places. And we'll do this one just for fun. Right, so now. So you can see all these guys kind of doing their own thing. Hold on, let's see. Must use the same reverb on your tracks, on your sound, or you can use different reverb on different sounds. Yes, use different reverbs. Why not? Just like using different EQs and different compressors. So, what you want. So, like, you know how the rule in EQing is narrow band at the bottom and then wide band at the top. This is slow release at the bottom and then fast release at the top. So oh, that's your, whoa. So what you want is kind of a neato attack, but you want the release to just kind of be smooth. So think of this as like a VU meter. Right, and what's really cool about this is once you're reducing your threshold, you kind of want it to bounce. Once you do that, you can raise the volume of your bass a little bit while maintaining headroom. So this is bouncing around too much, and it just sounds kind of unnatural, so we're going to give it a nice kind of release. Right? We'll do the same thing here. The attack, we want that, and then the release. Because there's a lot going on in like the higher components, not just, you know, kick, bass. In the higher frequencies, it's a bunch of stuff, a bunch of percussion-y stuff, as you can hear. So the release has to accommodate that. Kind of has to dance around with it. This is all good practice for my videos. So it's hit or miss what sounds better. So you're basically just cleaning it up. It needs to be cleaned. You know what I mean? Oh, I'm getting Reason 7, so I have to learn that too. So I have to learn drum and bass, dubstep, and Reason to make everybody happy. everyone must be happy. But yeah, that's basic multiband compression. It sounds good, like as a in the context of a track, not so much a loop. But you know, you can really it's good for mixing, because the goal of mixing is to make everything sound like one sound. So just like a bunch of compression will do that, but like light amounts. You know, this is a little too extreme. There's like 3 decibels of gain reduction at most in certain areas. So what you're doing is you're clearing up headroom, but you know, saving a bit of, we're clipping, but whatever, but we're saving a bit of you know, headroom. And these ones on the outside I don't use, but I assume you can't do much with them. You can't make them wider, can you? Oh, maybe this one you can. I don't use the outside ones. I'm not quite sure what they're for. I guess they're for like other kind of problem areas that you might run across. You can't make them bigger though. Oh, you can somewhat. So I guess, yeah, for this and then this. That's cool. You can have you know, your multiband compression here, and then you can have like another 2 bands to kind of tame out this area. What the hell is it? Not even the range. Oh, lull range. So this is the range we're working with here. So with everything, we killed all the bassy bass. You can do upwards compression too. Yeah, I never used this. This is pretty neat. So you can have like a reduction going on these, and in these you can kind of boost it back up with some upwards compression. What's your take on how do you mainly use your send tracks? I barely use send tracks. I've been lately, because the reverbs and the plugins I've been using have been pretty crazy. So I've been busting my drums to the send track with a compressor and a ratio all the way up and the threshold all the way down. It gives a breathing effect. Yeah, you can do that. Or you can let's assume all these drums are in one kind of thing. If you use something like a bus, like I use grouping, which is not quite the same as a send. You know, so yeah, you bring the threshold all the way down and the ratio all the way up. You mean the makeup? So you can have like a hardcore. You can have a hardcore compressed signal. Then you can mix it wet dry, so you can have the uncompressed signal. Which is the Justice album. What are you doing? My little cat is biting herself. She seems to be irritated. But yeah, send tracks for light amounts of compression with no makeup gain. If I want, things to kind of stick together. What's this? Oh, but yeah, going back to the reverb question. If you're using like a bunch of reverbs with like different settings, then, like everything will sound like it's in a different room. If that makes any sense. Psst, hey, go away. Basically, that's how we go. That's how we do. This is like the worst. That's like the worst thing ever. Ooh. I managed to get your stream kind of late in Europe. Oh, well, I'm sorry. It must be past midnight there. What kind of saturator have you been using? The Ableton one, the virus ones, and I haven't used sausage fattener really. I wish you could like figure out what's going on underneath it instead of having like two knobs. But Mull is pretty good. I got that by FX Expansion. And well, the sausage fattener, it's modeled after a few Ableton chains that Data Life uses for their tracks, so that's probably why. It's just a mixture of a bunch of things, because they don't really use a bunch of plugins. They don't. They have hardware, but they say they don't use it. Can you tell what my computer specs? i7 920, EVGA X58 motherboard, 6 gigabytes of RAM, and EVGA 8800 GT, a LG DVD burner writer combo, CD and DVD, a Cooler Master HAF case, the big one, and that's pretty much it for computers. Oh, and I have 2 big monitors for doing music-y things. 2 AM in Spain, nice. Spain. Yeah, Fab Filter is pretty good. But working on a subscriber's Ableton Live project by answering questions regarding mixing arrangements. I'm not the expert on arrangements, actually, but I've been told I know how to mix good. Can you hear the children yelling? Stop yelling, children. Hello, Justice. I have like the old i7. I have like the first i7. Big bottom beefy virus sounds. Favorite part of producing music? Honestly, it's basically a vacation. Forever. I don't know. Favorite part? Just, sleeping in maybe. Not having to work for someone. What are your thoughts on the idea of trance but with hip-hop dubsteppy drums? I guess you can do whatever you want. Yeah. Oh, like what was it called? Bro step, but with trance? I don't know. Maybe. Maybe that'll work. But maybe not. Oh, the Predator video. God, you liked it. I just want to do something with Predator. Some sort of something. Progressive house. Don't know how to do progressive house. Stereo image mixing. Most important thing about that is, good monitor placement and having your ears in the right place. That's a whole weird subject. I did a video where I just isolated the stereo aspects, and I told everyone to like move their head around because you get like weird kind of phasing. So like it's really important that you like have a measuring taped listening position if you're worried about the stereo image, So yeah. And don't mix in mono. Don't listen to that shit. Who tells you to mix in mono? That's retarded. In terms, being slow. The slow progression of dance music. Is it possible to make huge saw leaves in Massive? Let's do that. Because Massive has an interesting kind of unison. It's all unison, bruh. But yeah, stereo image, it's basically good monitor placement, good monitors, good room, and just knowing what good stereo image sounds like, and using like S1 but like sparingly, and mid-side EQing. That's basically it. So, is it this envelope that does that? Yes, it is. So, we have... Why do I sound like that? Which... Yeah, I like that saw. Why not? Alright. So I think it's just voicing. You just bump up the unison. Whoa. Gentlemen. Then you go. Oh, wow. Okay, maybe not that much. Maybe like 2. Okay, so we'll give it a release. Where are all the white noises at? Anyone? The fuck? Polysaw. Oh, it's right down here. Tapis? Metallic? Ugh. Paper. That is cool. And hilarious. It's paper. AC power would be like a... Oh my goodness. That is awesome. Murmur. Oh, that's obviously a sample. This could be the new genre. I didn't know that. Okay. I'm an idiot. Hold on. Strobe by F Expansion thoughts. It's very good. There we go. Reverb. Maybe Polysaw. The hell? Massive is just so different. Try Complextro. Maybe in about a year you'll see. Why are you getting the new reason if you want push? Why can't I have both? Make some big room house. I only know how to make little room house. Speed garage. Yeah, I gotta do a garage tutorial. I gotta figure out how to do that. Because I used to listen to that a little bit back in the day. It was very popular in my city. You can hear bass from the sides. What should I do for acoustic treatment? So you're not hearing any bass. That's weird. Depends on how big your room is. Who knows? Is Massive free? It was for me, because I got meshing. Better than Virus? I don't know. No, not in a million years. in a million. I just like because there's a paper. I can make paper step. Paper wind step. I have the mass. No, wait. So, wait, how do I go file, new sound. Smooth square. I want a digital one. I'm getting distracted. Make a banging minimal track. That's a separate stream. Paper step. You have a small room? Yeah. Small rooms will do that. Yeah, like, I don't know. Go to, like, Home Depot. Wait, you probably don't have a Home Depot. Go to, like, a hardware store and get packing blankets. And put packing blankets everywhere. And then, yeah, basically... yeah, you go and get stuff like this. Can you see me? So, what's this stuff? I have a bunch. Their wedges are like $5 each. If you have a music store. Like, near you. Or you can, like, order it online or something. But, yeah, generally... yeah, if you're on a budget, I get, like, packing blankets. Or you can just get a bunch of bass traps. Because, like, the smaller the room, the more crazy it is to treat it. Just curious, why are you getting a reason? Just for tutorials? Yeah, basically just for tutorials. And it's more of a robust way of routing synths. Are you still going to do an interview with deadmau5? We were in the same hotel, and he was down, but he was already at the airport, so I missed him. Am I still going to do it? I don't know. He's probably busy. Like, maybe over Google Hangouts, but I don't know what I would say to him. It's like meeting Jesus. But I'm sure he's pretty cool. But, like, you know, the thing is, people fuck with him a lot, so I'm a little... like, he might be standoffish, but if I was, like, actually, like, there in front of him and, like, was introduced, kind of thing, I don't know. I would like to. Maybe I should. Maybe we should get everyone to pulverize his Twitter account with mentions, because that's how I got it. I got everyone to kind of give letters of recommendation, being like, "This guy's cool. Let him interview you." And then it worked, but he was already gone. Any tips for acid? No. Should I make a broadband absorb? Yes. 703 watt rock wool is, yeah, that's, just keep them in, like, the things and just put them everywhere, because they come in those bales. Or you can put it with, yeah, you can make, like, frames. If you can make absorbers like that, yeah, I'd recommend it. Just put them everywhere, directly in front of you and then above you. The rest of your room can suck it. Because if you're hearing bass, like, along the walls, then that's probably where you're getting it. Where you're getting all your, what's it called? Standing waves. I don't get standing waves really because my room is long. Long room is long. Yeah. I haven't used Massive as enough as I should. Interview Joe Rogan. Yeah, what am I going to talk about? I'm going to talk to him about stuff. And he's going to not know anything about what I do for a living. And I'm not going to be able to understand anything that he says. I met him, and yeah, that was weird. That was really weird. Because I didn't even complete a full sentence. He's like, hey, buddy, how are you? And I'm just like, hey, how? And I shook his hand. Because I'm going to say, how's it going? But then I just said, how? I don't know. It's kind of like meeting Jesus. Yeah, I could meet Deadmau5 way more easily than meeting Joe Rogan. Because at least with Deadmau5, we know something like in common. You know what I mean? Like we have, like, we're both like nerdy people and we like music stuff. But with Joe Rogan, he's, you know, a stand-up comedian and a pothead. And I'm only one of those things. So I'm just going to talk about weed. Standing waves for bass gather along corners and along the wall. What's your favorite kind of music? I like techno and Pink Floyd. Yeah, 703 Rockwell. You know what it is. You know what time it is. Or whatever. Hit that thumbs up and donate. No, you don't have to donate. I wanted to try the Daft filter based on the MS-20. And stuff. Routing. You know what really disappoints me? Monarch. How come you know minimal on this stream? I don't know. I think I'm going to stay for a while. That's funny. I just joined and the first thing I heard was, I'm just going to talk about weed. No, I was talking if I were to interview Joe Rogan, which would be highly unlikely. We have nothing in common. Except weed. Because I don't do comedy and I don't, commentate fights. Can I ask how you have your sample libraries organized on your hard drive? Okay. I have my library, which is on my local hard drive. And I have my samples, which is on another hard drive. And then I have other stuff on other hard drives. So I have my samples, my main samples on my boot drive. My samples I sometimes use on another drive. And another drive has my music and other stuff. I don't. Yeah, I don't organize. Just I just organize alphabetically, and my computer does it automatically. If your hard drive is clean, you're not working. Or whatever. What hardcore artists do you listen to? Scott Brown, CLSM. No. Yeah, CLSM. What else? Anything from like Happy to Be Hardcore chapter 1 to chapter 6. Cuz that's me as a 12-year-old. Before I got my balls. And then, yeah. What do you think about the headphones, Audio Technica? I don't know anything about Audio Technica headphones. I have an Audio Technica mic, and I'm talking into it right now. So that's about as far as she goes. Let's see. I know DAF is based off MS-20. Acid is TB-303. Scream. What's Scream? Oh, SH-101 maybe. You heading out for Silver Sweepman too? I'm thinking about it, and I really should. But that's like in between Christmas and New Year's, and flying terrifies me. But it'd be worth it. It's like, yeah, the same arena, same hotel. God, yeah, that was fucking incredible. If anyone saw it on TV or in a bar or whatever, that was like the craziest shit ever. The craziest shit I've ever witnessed. If you don't know what it is, look up the fight and watch it. Kind of like Robot Rock, but not really. Yeah, that's because they made that on. They use like all MS-20 stuff. Hold on. The kicks in Minimal House are. I'm not supposed to fit a sub bass under. You don't have to fit a sub bass under anything. It's kind of weird. Yeah, well, you don't have to use a drum rack. I don't. I like all my stuff to kind of just be in audio tracks and laid out in a lane, but I guess, for other things it's neat. But yeah, you don't have to use a drum rack. Just like you don't have to use massive. You don't have to have machine. It's just, a different thing. Who's telling you different? Don't listen to them. You can use whatever you want. You can even use battery for all your stuff. But yeah, I like just having it in separate tracks, and then because I can EQ everything separately, get everything sitting nice and neat. EQing in a drum rack is kind of meh, because you don't really know what you're looking at. You have to find the sound, yeah. And it's kind of messy to work that way. And then you can just group them up anyway and bus compress them after. When did I start producing? I was 14, 15, 14. Fruity Loops 3. No, 2. Yeah, I was using 2 when it was all weird. I can't find a version of Fruity Loops 2, or else I'd totally use it again. Just for fun. And I don't know Dusty Kid. Haven't had a chance to listen to trance on a good system, but do they have sub bass? No, not really. Like sub bass, really, in like practical terms, you're not really looking at like true sub bass on a lot of that kind of music, because it's all rolled off at around 30 hertz. And like, yeah, dance clubs that say they go down to 20 hertz are kind of lying. Like, those are really expensive, huge systems to be able to drive. Because, like, you need a lot of energy to move something at, like, 20 hertz with enough power. It's hard to explain. But anyway, yeah, like my KRKs only go down to 45. The Genelix go down to 20. But that's why they're really expensive. But yeah, I wouldn't be worrying about sub bass because you're really rolling off around 30. And you can look in your spectrum analyzer to see what's going on down there. And if you're using like high quality samples, then, and if they sound good on something that goes down to like 40, 45, then you're probably set. Oh. But does it sound different? No, there's no discernible sound difference. Just using straight up samples and then using a drum rack. What's the easiest way to get a clean mix? Muddy in the low end. Yeah, I would go sidechaining. Not so much pumping, but like, not as an effect, but as a mixing technique. And just kind of make everything sit well. I would go panning. Like, muddiness means you have too much shit going on in the low end. So you need like high pass filter, like a lot of stuff. Depending on your monitors. Like if I tried right now, I wouldn't be able to get muddiness. I don't know. Yeah. Shit, what are you doing? Yeah, so like right here. What's this? Like my monitors can't hear past here. Like past here doesn't really matter because it's rolled off like in most samples and digitally, and like most all amplifiers have a high pass filter at around this point. So like You're not worried about a whole 20 hertz up here, per se, right? And then, like, you know, like when it's that loud, like you can't hear between 20 and 25, or like 20 to 30 hertz. You can't hear that. You can only feel it. But if like 40, 45 and up are really loud, you won't even care if you feel the 20 to 25, no, the 20 to 30 hertz, because the sound pressure will be so loud that you'll feel this anyway, right? If that makes any sense, right? Like 20, like if it was like loud, like I've felt 20 hertz really loud. I think it was like 23, and like my eyes started jiggling, like my eye jelly. It was fucking disgusting, right? It was like a sweep at the Art Institute of like their thing. Yeah, it's quite uncomfortable. So like 45 and up is what you're worried about. And like in terms of muddiness, like that's muddiness. So I guess we'll fix that. So like you can fix basically anything with anything, really. Right? So it's just like fine EQing. Like it depends on the EQ curve you're working with. Right? You know, like there's compensation both ways. If you're getting so much muddiness, you need to go into your mix and make some hard choices. Because it's not about what it sounds like by itself, it's what everything sounds like together. And that compromise is very difficult to get into. So where does the sub bass fit into a kick? You don't need sub basses into kicks. You know, like you don't need to put a sine wave underneath a kick. You know what I mean? And if you do, it's kind of sidechained out of it. You don't need sine waves in kicks. Well, you were talking about Vengeance Minimal House. Okay, let's pick a random kick. Or this one. Okay, we'll pick this one. So look at this. There's already a sine wave in the kick. It already has sub bass. So a kick is basically all sub bass. Right? Why would you put a sub bass into it? Right? There's a sub bass, and then there's the click of something. It's a transient. It's a high amplitude signal, and then you have sub bass. So I don't know why you want to put a sine wave underneath there. Tough love, bro. Holy shit. What do you think about TuneRack Speardermer? I don't know what that is. Recreate stabby bass thing in the track. What is this? I'm getting questions, so I might not be able to do that. How much do you think is micro manual work? Yeah, what he does is he just freezes and bounces things out constantly. And then, you know, he'll just freeze it and then like rearrange it and then consolidate and then freeze and then flatten and then go and edit it again. And that's why everything just sounds like micro. Because, like, you know, you can draw in LFO, whatever all you want. You know, and then, yeah. I don't know. He's a fucking magician. Question answered. Basically. It's all choppiness. Because he's from that tracking world of doom. How to make hi-hats in the track Dusty Kid. If you love techno, you'll love it. I'll listen to it later. Did your plugins work in Live 9 when you started using them? Yes, they all work in Live 9. Everything works fine on Live 9. I don't understand why people are having problems. Can you do a nice kick and silence one? I'd probably make like a shiny one. What about the sub bass on the offbeat? Yeah, that's like something heavy with a filter after it, kind of thing. Yeah, it's a lot of wrestling with sounds, but it's always kind of like offbeat. So yeah, I guess we'll. Right. It's really not. Well, I guess it is kind of exciting. You just use another kick. And then you add a bunch of harmonics to it using the amp. Right, but then you have a lot of womp, and then you add a filter with an envelope. Like that's how I can hear them, a lot of them being done. Right. Easy minimal bass. That should be a fucking video right there. I'm gonna write that down. Easy minimal bass. Kick in bass. I don't know. You can use a different kind of like distortion, if you please. A lot of it is neat. Do you have any beginner tutorials for Ableton 9? Yes. They are very... Yeah, there's quite a bit. Oh, there's a course. Yeah, there's a... Look up Ableton Live 9 course. And then I should be like the first guy up there. And it's like 2 hours. I showed Ashton how to make that offbeat, and now he says, I love you, Sadwick. Well, I love you too. I hope that you go off and make some pretty fucking cool minimal now, because that's basically all it is. Or you can even let, yeah, you gotta sidechain that too. Just give it a bit more bounciness. Bounce with it. That's how I make my minimal basses. And if you look on Beatport, they're all like that. Some guy is weed eating outside my window. Dude, what are you using for screencasting, and can it work for Ustream? I use XSplit. It's for video game people. So I use the same thing. Everyone who games on Twitch, they use it. I've taken cues from them. $10,000 subscribers. Holy shit. That's a lot of chocolate. Yamaha, Adams, or KRK? I'm using KRKs, and I've been using them for many years. So they're good. But if these blew up, the next thing I would buy would be Genelex. So you missed one. Oh yeah, and it can work for Ustream. It works for everything. Anything that eats up, I forget what it's called. RMTC or something, RMTS. Yeah, it's like a protocol that things use to send things to other things, to other dudes online. That's what they use. Oh, poor muffin. Russia loves you. I love Russia. Doop 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 doop. One of my cats is sneezing. It's not a respiratory infection. So we checked. I want reason. Where are my reasons? Must do tips as far as equalizing kicks for the electro progressive house. Do you always use Ableton's compressor for side chaining? For side chaining, yes, because I do that, or I draw it in via volume automation if I want more control. But typically, the Ableton compressor is pretty good for side chaining. It's not the only compressor I use for compressing. I'll use different ones because I'm a fan of different kinds. Different kinds add like a different color. But yeah. Oh, must do tips as far as equalizing kicks. They're basically already pre-processed. But what I do, I've done this probably 1,000 times, and people who know me know that I do it. So basically, kicks, they have a lot around this area. So what I always do to most kicks is I just notch this part out, and my kicks always, every time I do that, if I do this, it always just sounds better to me. But that could completely just be me. Like, I save this area for like a bass or whatever, or like the kicks just always sound better. Like it's just too like woody, like wood. Looks like wood, or not looks like wood. Sounds like wood, like knock on wood. But with this, I don't know, I just don't like that frequency. I don't know why. Can someone explain to me why I don't like that frequency? Would you ever use a strobe bass on top of a sub bass? Yeah, sure. I layer basses. There's a lot of cool stuff you can do by layering basses. You can have like a sine wave just going along, and then you can have a second layer filling up the mid with something and a bit of reverb just to push it out, and then you can even have another synth on top of that. It's high pass that has a shit ton of distortion just to add some crunchy crunch, and that makes the females like you. How much per month for making music? That depends, and that's a personal question, bro. There's another YouTube music tutorial that does tons of reason stuff. But he has a shirt that says, "I'm an atheist producer. I use logic and reason." That is pretty funny. Logic and reason. Wow, I never realized that. Like logic and reason. That's weird. I don't know. I honestly think that I will go my entire life without using logic. And that's not because I don't like it. It's just I have no urge to use it. Well, I guess I shouldn't lie. I've been through the dance and the form gauntlet of you need logic to make good music, blah blah blah. And then now that's completely irrelevant. Can you make Detroit techno track in 5 minutes? You can make anything in 5 minutes. What do you call like track speed run? But yeah, I don't know. It wouldn't sound good. Detroit Techno. I have to install my D16 plugins. I can make some acid. Acid. I should do that. I've always seen the curious philosophy behind it. It does sound boxy without doing that. It seems to let the purity of the kick tone come through. Yeah, it's basically tone control. Because my philosophy is a kick is 2 parts. It's actually 3 parts, but 2 parts. It's like the low end and the click. You know, so you're kind of separating and cleaning up for the low end to come through and the click to come through. It's a lot more apparent instead of, someone knocking on wood. It just sounds more harmonically pleasing to me. And I don't know, it's what I do. Yeah. It's like a kick ritual. And no one's complained yet. No one has said, "Oh, your kicks are so I don't know. They lack something." Everyone's like, "Wow, your kicks are cool." And it's just it takes too long to mess with track levels when I'm starting a track. What's the proper way to manage this for fast workflow? Look up Jack Joseph Puig, and he says that he will spend 15 to like half an hour just pushing the faders up. So, okay, what I do is I EQ as I go, because that's just what I do. And then at the end, I just fine-tune, kind of the tone I'm going for and the balance and whatever. But what he does is when he gets something he wants to like mix, or when he gets something that he mixes, he'll just quickly, just using his instinct, he's very instinctual. He'll just push the faders up to where he thinks everything should be without even thinking, and then he'll take a picture. Well, he'll render it out and he'll take a picture of the console, and then he'll get to work. So he'll always have like that instinct kind of thing. So messing around with the track levels, yeah, it's messing. Yeah, that just comes with experience, really. So what you do? Hold on, fucking lawnmower. Okay, this is what you should do. Like the second, okay, say these are all messed up or whatever. Okay, first thing you should do, assume you're using Ableton, start with a kick, right? And then you'll click on this. You'll see where it's peaking. Peaking at 611. So you want this to go up to 3. Roughly 3. Okay, that's around -3 decibels. So once you have that, that is where everything is mixed into the relation to the kick. Everything's mixed. When you first start out, mix everything to the relation of the kick. And that is basically just doing this. And then you'll have like your hi-hat, you'll bring those up or bring them down. So the kick and the bass have to be equal. Right? And then you just quickly do the levels that way. And then once you do that, you kind of mix it. You take out, like, for your hi-hats, you'll take out junk. If it's too crispy at the top, you'll move that around. And then you'll pan. Panning's also a factor in this. And you'll just kind of do it that way. And it just becomes the point where you do it without even thinking. And that's how you get fast workflow. So like it works out to, my gym teacher said, first you get good and then you get fast. So you have to know what you're doing. You just move things up and you just use your instinct. Once you develop that instinct. You need logic to make good music, say that to life. I know, yeah. Well, I'm from like 05 where everyone was trying to make trance. And you needed logic to make trance for some reason. what producers you would say are required listening for trance and hardcore. I will show the sub bass trick. Wait, sub bass track. This one? That's it. Hold on. What producers would you say are required listening for trance and hardcore? Depends. I would listen to Mike or Push or Plastic Boy. It's all the same guy. Mike Drix or something. He's a Dutch guy. Mike as in M.I.K.E. And he's the master at trance. Hardcore, Scott Brown. But if you're gonna listen to anything, I would. Okay, if everyone wants a homework assignment, I would listen to Pink Floyd live in Pompeii. It's about half an hour. Listen to that, and it's fucking mastery. And that'll make you appreciate music. It's not trance though, but it's fucking incredible. Nice Multiband lead. Oh yeah, let's try that. Okay, I'll get to that in a second. D16 drumathon. Yeah, drumazon. Yeah. Yeah, there's so many 909 emulations out there. D16 is pretty good. You don't leave 6 decibels of headroom. Why? Why 6 decibels of headroom? Why not 3? You know how much headroom Ableton has, theoretically? It's like 80 decibels. Like, it goes far beyond that little red area, so don't worry about it. The only thing you have to worry about is your VSTs working too hard. So yeah, you can bring the gain down with the utility, because that'll bring it down to a volume that your plugins are comfortable with. Like, you don't want your plugins to work too hard, but headroom, yeah, you kind of had to worry about that when, back in the day. But this is like something 32-bit floating point, and the math states that it's like 80 decibels. So it's like, whew. Look it up. Yeah, like Ableton's theoretical headroom is like massive for all of its tracks. Like, it's very, very difficult to actually clip in Ableton. You can clip in your samples, right? You can like what the fuck? What are you doing, bro? Well, if you rendered that out. So yeah, we'll clip something in Ableton. Yeah, I know. Right, so I think we clipped it. We didn't even clip it because it has so much headroom. What the fuck? Anyway, you can clip something with the saturator, but it's very hard to like accidentally clip something. But if you have like, say, even if it's going into like your master bus right here, like a little too hot, then you can just bring the gain down, because the headroom, like, it'll preserve everything, like, no problem. But as long as you have like an Ableton kind of thing before it, so these plugins aren't working too hard, you're fine. Like the L2, yeah, you don't want it to work hard at the end, because then you get like, what the fuck mode, you know what I mean? Like, the only thing you have to worry about is making sure your master does not go above 0. And you don't need 6 decibels of headroom. Unless you're sending it off to a mastering house, then yeah, you should. Bit controversial topic, but you have great tips for FM sound design. I don't know FM synthesis that well. I've always wanted a DX7, but yeah, no idea. I know you can get crazy stuff with the virus using FM synthesis, but yeah, I don't know. Oh yeah. Yeah. Oh, we got a mic fan in here. What's up? How do you make the bass in Montana? The bass in yeah, that's the virus. I fucking don't know what I did. Maybe I used Saturn, and I did my high pass filter bass boosting trick, which was like my first video, I think. And yeah, it's just a simple pattern. Da, 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 da. I have it. I have the patch somewhere. I don't have it on my virus anymore because I had to reset. That bright piano. That is. Yeah, let's try it. It's one of those things. Actually, no, I don't know. I think it's an M1. And it's just chords and stuff. WTF, mate. So, I think... So with like all those French guys, they just set the ratio up high and just bring the threshold all the way down. And then I think this is totally done with an M1. I know it is. They just use like extreme values. And such. I don't know. But what you could use is the oral exciter. This is used on a lot of those tracks. The oral exciter has quite a bit of history, and they kind of modeled it and such. Yeah, I know Justice. They use. I don't know what fucking piano they use. No idea, but they do use like basic stuff like GarageBand. What exactly makes a good kick? I don't know. Just use minimal house kicks. Whatever makes it good. You know, and you can mix and match kicks too. You know, like it's the kick and the bass and whatever else that kind of drives it, and white noise. I don't know. Anything clicky? Boom. Oh yeah, Moombaton. Oh, who am I talking to? Recreate in massive. Yeah, it would be possible. It's I think it was a saw wave with a sub bass that was a triangle. And oh, you need rectification distortion, which I think FabFilter has. That whole album was rectification, like a rectifier circuit. Okay, let's quickly make a Moombaton lead. Is it? Yeah, it's the one that just like sounds like a bug. And they use like a hardcore reverb, which is like the closest I can get is reverb for that. You just use your pitch wheel. We'll go 24. Oh, maybe 12. Or you can use your portamento and just go up and down between octaves. That's about the best I can do. What do you think of trap as a genre? I have no idea. Trap as a genre. I don't know. I haven't listened to enough of it. Like, I've heard of it, and I've probably heard it a few times, but no idea. Trap as a genre. I don't know. What do I think of, I don't know, chill out as a genre? Or big beat as a genre? Do you have problems with Ableton's analog to digital conversion? Is that what you're asking me? ADC? Analog to digital conversion? Silent, or not Silent, Ableton doesn't really do any analog to digital conversion. Your interface does, and then Ableton just kind of records it. If that makes any sense. Maybe you're asking me something else. ADC. ACDC? Thanks for being a fan from NYC, though. What are you doing? Get out of there. My cat's playing in the box. Clicky mouse buttons. Oh, automatic delay compensation. Yeah, it works well. I'm not too interested in like major delay, because like, yeah, the less of a delay you have, the more your processor's taxed, and like everything works fine. Everything syncs up. Because I have, machine virus, JP8080. Everything works out well. And MIDI keyboard, like a bunch of stuff, and it all manages it correctly, so I'm not too worried. There's no problems. We're quite a few years away from absolute zero latency. Everything has latency. Like that, it's not even discernible. Oh, but machine, the machine software, it has like none. What do you think of dubstep as a genre? Dubstep is like its own thing. It should be like EDM and then dubstep. I don't know. It'd be cool if dubstep like actually contributed something more as it evolved, but it's kind of just been sitting there wobbling. Sitting there wobbling, not fucking doing anything, as far as I know. You're not gonna get famous making a dubstep track these days anyway. I don't know. Every time something new comes out, people tend to copy it. You know? Headphones and audio card. I use Sennheiser HD25s, and I'm using an Audio 6. I used to have a Mo2, but I'm using an Audio 6. That's what I use. That's what we use. Wow, 2.5 hours of streaming. Total view time in hours, 52 hours. So I actually had a bunch of people actually watching. Neat. Yeah, I did say that. It's just wobbling around. Yeah, I guess it'll contribute, like, people getting into music. Well, electronic music or dance music. But in terms of, like, you know, what it's been doing, it's just been growling and wobbling, which is okay. Yeah, I guess I can appreciate it a little bit. What drum pad is that in front of you? This is a Machine by Native Instruments. It does stuff. It does this. And then it does that. Yay. I get like emails every day on how I do this. How I make it sync up to Ableton. Must be a magic trick. I feel so guilty using vengeance loops for my hi-hats. Anything I can do to disguise them. Don't feel guilty about using them. Just disguise them with good EQing. What's the beef with DJ Vespers? I don't know. Trying to sell low quality stuff. You know. Making a course on weird synthesis and then disabling the comments. Disabling the comments and, like, you know, ratings and all that is just so fucking cowardly. You know. It's very cash grabby. You know. He's one of those people that just kind of lost focus. Or, like, has no focus. I'm sure he's a nice dude, and we live in the same city. But, yeah. There's no beef. I just can't fucking stand people that do shit like that. You know, like, yeah, if you did it and you left the comments open and you allowed people to vent and be like, what the fuck? What are you trying to do? You know, it's just a coward's way to do something. Like, if I, like, disable the comments on something, you know, like, the only thing I'll do, I deleted, like, my first comment off my video, I think, a little while ago, because someone, like, called someone I was interviewing a fag. I was like, we can't have that. You have lost your freedom of speech. But yeah, let people fucking say whatever they want. Don't tell people what they can and can't do on the internet. You know. I don't know. Maybe I'm just pissy. Yeah, but the tutorials that he does, that The tutorials that he does release are pretty wrong. And yeah, you're not really doing anything neat. You're just talking funny. You're just making words with your mouth and just doing random things. You can't dance to dubstep. I don't dance, period. I have never, ever danced in my life. And now you know that. Yeah, it is kind of dishonest. Who the fuck cares, though? Let him, make a couple bucks at the price of his integrity. Let him do that. So how about integrating your machine in the producing process? I got a machine for my birthday a year ago. A little bit, if I can't find a way. You can open it in like standalone and make loops and then export them. And then, I have all my machine loops here. I haven't made a lot of them lately, but I have a few. Yeah, but I just save them in the thing and I can get them later. Or I can open it up. What I do is I make them in Ableton and then I'll just record them out. Because I have 4 channels coming out of the VST. And it's just a mini sequencer that's in front of me. And it's easy to improvise. Process. Am I saying it funny? He is really good at what he does, though. I don't think so. It's just it's kind of a sickness when you just want to sound like everything else. It's like mediocrity is the goal here, when it really shouldn't be. And when something different comes out, like the new Daft Punk album, everyone's just like, "Oh, what the hell is this? This doesn't sound like anything else. What is this?" Wouldn't that be something? We'd have a totally different conversation if, like, they came out with their album and they had like collaborations with Swedish House Mafia, and it was all like stuff that sounded like Greyhound and One and whatever, and they changed their sound, and everyone's like, "Yeah, Daft Punk's awesome." I guarantee you people would be freaking out and very happy. Like, not anyone in this thing, but like the majority of people. It's like, "Yeah, they sound like everything else now. I like everything to sound like everything," because it's like, make something different. Don't wobble. They should make something with like flutes. Dance music with flutes. Or something. I don't fucking know. I'm talking on my ass. Hopefully we know what I'm talking about. But yeah. I'm sure he's good at mimicking other people. How do you stay motivated when you first started producing? Do you have any beginner tips? How did I stay motivated? I don't know. I did it for enjoyment when I first started out. And I've lost a bit of... Well, I haven't lost a bit of motivation. Just my focus has shifted to tutorials and such. How can I stop comparing myself to other producers when I make music? Because that's completely backwards. That's how you stop. But, let me elaborate. I don't know. Like, think of like your favorite artist ever. Right? So like, think of them. Like, I like Justice. So let's assume everyone here likes Justice. When Justice came out, they didn't sound like anything else. When Daft Punk came out, they didn't really sound like anything else. When Deadmau5 came around, he sounded like no one else. Skrillex, holy fuck, like, how do you make your kick drums like that? Yeah, he sounded not like anyone else. Did I say it? Deadmau5 sounded like everyone else? I'm saying these people, didn't sound like anything that was before, and that's why they're awesome. So we should always strive to be different and like push ourselves to, have a unique style. That's why how do you make bass from this? I want to learn how to make this bass from this new track that came out. Or, I want to do this. It's like, you shouldn't really be doing that. Because I wanna copy that bass, and then maybe I'll have the same success as them. That has never worked in a million years. And it's, every time something new happens on Beatport, especially with this new kick drum thing, which, I'm guilty of. Everyone just kind of clamors to make the same sound. It's like a gold rush. I need to make this sound too, because I won't be relevant if I don't make this sound. So I need to do what this guy's doing. And it's just, just a whole bunch of followers, and there's no leader. Just everyone's following each other, and it's really fucking depressing. Just try to be different. If you're different, you're being different is how you learn to make music, because you get into these things and these modes, and you understand how something works, and you get good at certain aspects, and that's how you make your style unique. And then you mix, and then you master your own stuff, and then you're proud of it, and it sounds different, and it's like, wow, that sounds cool. And instead of, okay, I made this track and it kind of sounds like this, and it has this kind of kick, and it has dubstep wobbles in the middle of it. Alright, cool. I'm going to send it to the same mastering guy, and it's going to be mixed and mastered. It's going to sound exactly the same. And I'm going to be on the label that everyone else is on, and just be fodder. And it's a weird sickness. It's just a giant quest of mediocrity for new producers, and I'm trying to break people from that. But yeah, how do you stop comparing myself to other producers? Just basically say all other producers suck, and I'm fucking cool, and I'm gonna do some new shit, and I'm gonna discover new processing. I'm gonna use compression in a creative way. I'm gonna just use certain analog gear. I'm gonna mix and master my own stuff, and and at the end of life, there'll be a bigger pot of gold because I did things my way, and I'm proud of it. I didn't get the success I would have got. I wouldn't be a flash in the pan if I made a Skrillex sounding track, but I did something that was pretty cool, and at least a few people were inspired by it, and that is the secret to life. Well, that's how you stop comparing yourself to other producers. Process. Do I say process? Process. Process. You have to process because of pro. Is it process? Processing? What people do you recommend on YouTube making EDM tutorials with Ableton? What people? I don't know. I think Tom Cosm's a pretty cool guy. He just does stuff. He does his own thing. He has his own sound. He does stuff, and it's like breakbeat and whatnot, and it's pretty fucking cool. And he's doing his own thing. And he teaches while he does it, so he has my respect. Does it feel really hard to make percussion happen in the high frequency of minimal without making them stand out? If the high frequencies stand out, just bring them down in your EQ. I don't know. Maybe I should go over that. Celtic folks on the whole flute thing. I don't know. Is it my computer or did it just freeze? No. Never mind, it's fine. Hi. how would you think someone would go about making something new? And I don't think it's following as much as liking something and wanting to make stuff like that. I don't know. It's a thing and it's a study and it's about creativity and divergent thinking. And cannabis plays a major part in divergent thinking. So once you have the toolkit, you can make something kind of unique. And the real trick is no rules and just trying different things. Like, okay, let's improvise. I'm sober as a judge right now. So, okay, let's see. We have a kick drum here. Oh, okay, yeah, we have this guy. Okay, we have this guy. What can we do? All right, well, this is stuff I usually do. Let's get a simple delay. Put it preamp. And then we'll just kind of do that. That sounds like ass, but at least we're trying something new. Okay, so the amp was causing some weird shit to happen. This could be the new sound. Oh my god, weird delay feedback. Bad example, but, whatever. And I guess it's harnessing technology in new ways. I don't know, that was just an example. I did that just being like, okay, delay, drop something in. We can plop in a phaser, simple kind of effects. If it doesn't sound good, doesn't matter. Anyway, that's it for me. But yeah, making something new. Who the fuck knows? You can, I don't know. What I've been doing is I have my phone, I have voice memo. Sometimes if I wake up, I have something in my head, and I'll immediately whistle into my phone, voice memo, and then I can transfer that to Ableton. Because I've been taking quite a bit of melatonin lately. Well, not quite a bit. I've been taking it every day to like sleep, because it gives you like whack ass dreams, and you wake up with like a different kind of brainwave, and you have like weird new ideas. So I have like a bunch of like sleepy whistle tracks that I hear in my dreams. It's pretty fucking crazy. That's basically what I'm doing to try to make something new. And making something new could be just improvising anything. So like that jazz guy, I think Louis Armstrong. There's Lance Armstrong, Louis Armstrong. Yeah, it is Louis Armstrong, jazz guy. He was able to improvise playing the trumpet while being high as fuck. And it's all about improvisation and divergent thinking. So I'm advocating the smoking of marijuana, which is not a tutorial anyone would expect. Nah, I'm just joking. Yeah, it's hard to be different. Yeah, that whole Hardwell sound, it's just everyone trying to capitalize on that sound kind of thing. Like Umed Oskan, that song, that track we listened to at the beginning, that was at least somewhat unique, as far as I know. Have you heard of Future Doom? They call the genre black acid. Like doom black metal guitars with crazy acid basses. It's amazing. That does sound like it could be amazing. Hey. Could be interesting. Could scare me. Yeah. Yeah. Well, I whistle the melody and I convert to yeah, I whistle into my phone because I have somewhat of a better pitched whistling. Good artist copy, great artist steal. Yeah, like Led Zeppelin. Somewhat. I don't know. Sometimes I think, yeah. Like, what if, I don't know, Avicii did a mass dosage of LSD and freaked the fuck out? Would his music change? What would his music change to? That's the question of the day. Because the Beatles were making shit music before they all started doing LSD. And then, you know, they got all naked and stuff. And did stuff. Somewhat. What would you recommend most for mastering plugins? What would we say is in the top 10 list? Mastering plugins. Well, L2 or the L3. This Wave C6. Fab Filter, the EQ from Fab Filter. Vintage Warmer. Weed. I don't know. The Glue. And I guess Ableton's EQ weight. The Waves bundle, most likely. What's the meaning of life? That's a very big question. You should use grain delay in your middle. Yeah, exactly. Use grain delay. I think it's a mixture of what technology is newly available and using it completely wrong. Somewhat. But yeah, okay. The meaning of life. Meaning of life is to get to the point where you no longer fear death. And that is the meaning of life. And how you do that is completely up to you. Yeah. Almost 3 hours of streaming. That was a good streaming day, everybody. I didn't do any videos like I wanted to, but it was a fun chat. My brain has stopped working. So terrorists know the meaning of life? What? The meaning of life. The terrorists. Can you give me a pronunciation key for processing, please? Because I'm a goofy Canadian and I say it all funny. processing. How are you clipping the track but not the master? That is science. That is my magic trick. That is information I'm not going to reveal. It's actually the L2 on the end stage. I use it as a limiter so I don't go over. It's like a Chris Angel magic trick that I do. So yeah, I'm going to do reason stuff. Not so much like how to build a track, because I don't know how to use reason that well. I haven't used it since reason 3, but there's like a lot of cool shit that I get to try out. So I'll do like CV routing and making patches in Thor and all that fun stuff. Yeah, I'll be doing a bit of a review on the mixing. I'll make like basic tracks, maybe like acid techno or whatnot, just to start out, and I'll integrate my instruments into it and do some cool shit. Yeah. Rewire doesn't work too well, but you don't need it. Well, I don't need it, but it'll be fixed. Processing. There's an O in there, not an A. Turbo quantization in Ableton. Yeah, I'll do that. But it's like, yeah, quantizing what? Like you can just like punch something in and then you can right click and then quantize. Or like snap it to current grid. Like in Machine, it's a lot more interesting because you can quantize 50% or quantize all the way by, two guys, really. Reason for people that don't care workflow. That's not always true. Who knows, though? I could be way quicker. It's just like in Ableton you can't route CV of one VST into another. Like you can't really combine them. It's like truly modular. That's like old school shit. Will this be on your channel to watch later? Yes. Everything is archived. And it's almost been 3 hours, and I think after 3 hours it does not work. So I must go in 5 minutes. So hurry. Processing. Oh, like a soft A. Oh, okay. Processing. So it'd be a process. That doesn't make any sense to me. Process. Ableton is a difficult process. That just sounds, southern to me. Sounds Albertan. It's the process. The process of processing. So you'd say prospect or prospect. I guess I do say it like that. Prospect. Prospect. Wow, I do say it fucked up. Look at me, you got me all self-conscious and shit. What is the best tape stop VST? There's a free one. It's called the Glitch Blue. It's right here. Oh yeah, there's also a tape stop. Yeah, it's D Blue. Just look up D Blue, and they're free. Thank Jesus. You can make good treble grooves. I'm not too good with grooves. I know the machine grooves, And I'm going to be playing around with push grooves. Do I use for swing when I'm making minimal? Yes, I use it for percussion, but I run it through machine now because I prefer the swing of machine. You know, I also, well, what I can do is the fuck. Jeez. The fuck, bruh. Did I just go... Did I just go crazy? Where's my grooves? Were they supposed to like be here? They're supposed to be here. Wow, I've been up for a little too long. Where's my grooves though? Like the groove pool. How do you select? Oh, browse groove. There it is. Oh my goodness. Embarrassment. So yeah, basically what I do is I'll go 16th because I like 16ths. And then I drag them in here. And then that's swung, so... But not with that sound. I can't believe I couldn't fucking find them. Anyway, that's the sound right there. And then it's already kind of swung in terms of MIDI. And then I'll just like move it around. But with like a different sound, really. That's the extent of my groove knowledge. Accent is weird, short story. Yeah. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, I will give you 2 minutes, even though there's a delay. Oh, son of a bitch. Minimal. Alright, bros. I should go now, or else it will not work. Alright. Facebook, Twitter, check yourself before you wreck yourself. Let's see. Alright. Alright. Thanks, everybody. Thanks for the congrats on 10K. I am fighting the good fight. Anyway, I gotta go. Alright, take care. Bye.